Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital Wednesday, October 16 recap. Holly is Sasha's mother. Dante learns Sam can save Lulu. General Hospital GH spoilers recap for Wednesday, October 16 reveals that Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, wanted to go through the next donor screening steps right away, but she held off on telling Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, until this was a done deal. After Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens, was stabilized, Dante was forced to wait elsewhere while Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, talked to Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, and Isaiah Gannon, Sawandi Wilson. It turns out Lulu's ventilator was mysteriously powered down, so Isaiah leaped into action. Portia was uncomfortable with that since Isaiah wasn't employed at GH, but Liz praised him for saving Lulu's life. Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, also offered praise once she arrived and found out about the situation. Isaiah convinced Jordan to go out to dinner, which led to him opening up about his career and how he wouldn't return to being a transplant surgeon. In Anna Devane's, Finola Hughes' office, Jack Brennan, Charles Mazur, met with her along with Jason Morgan, Steve Furton. Brennan revealed that Jen Sidwell's, Carlo Rhoda, body wasn't found with the other casualties, and that the pilot who brought them back to Port Charles had been killed. The plane was also ransacked, so Brennan asked if Anna and Jason might have brought back any souvenirs from their travels. Jason and Anna denied it, so Brennan asked about Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, and Holly Sutton, Emma Sams, next. Since Holly had a good chunk of time unaccounted for just before the rescue, Brennan seemed suspicious of her. As his discussion with Anna and Jason wrapped up, Brennan also made a prediction about the danger Sidwell could still bring and advised caution. Meanwhile, Felicia Scorpio, Christina Wagner, joined Holly's restaurant table, where they talked about Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, and Sasha Gilmore Corbin's Sophia Matson, deception ad, as well as their new careers in romance. Holly seemed uncomfortable and was obviously trying to pump Felicia for information. Felicia assured Holly that Cody was indeed a Scorpio, so Holly looked anxious as she replied you can never have too many of them. At the Quartermain mansion, Michael Corinthos, Chad Dell, heard Sasha's pitch for Cody's Serenity loan, but he gently turned her down since he didn't think it was the best use of his money. Tracy Quartermain, Jane Elliott, appeared after catching part of Sasha's conversation, so she put Sasha in her place as an employee of the house. If Sasha ever did anything like that again, she'd have to find another job. Afterward, Sasha answered a knock at the door and was stunned to find Holly standing in front of her. "What are you doing here, Mother?" Sasha demanded to know. Back at GH, Dad lashed out at Liz for not giving him updates fast enough, but he quickly apologized for taking his frustration out on her. Elizabeth understood and eventually got a text from Terry Randolph, Cassandra James, about the donor screening results being in. Later, Sam found Dante in Lulu's room, where she shocked him with the news that she was a donor match and could save Lulu. General Hospital spoilers say Sam's life-saving efforts won't go according to plan, so don't miss all the drama to come. Port Charles was buzzing with drama and shocking revelations on Wednesday, October 16, as secrets long buried finally came to light, and hope flickered on the horizon for a couple on the verge of a life-changing decision. At the hospital, the atmosphere was tense. Sasha Gilmore had been struggling to reclaim her life ever since her nightmare at Ferncliff, where she had been drugged, manipulated, and nearly driven to the brink of madness. But today, her world shifted in an unexpected and deeply personal way. Sasha stood in a secluded corner of General Hospital, her hands trembling as she stared at Holly Sutton, the woman who had just dropped a bombshell that sent Sasha reeling. Holly's expression was tender, her eyes filled with regret and hope all at once. "I'm your mother," Holly repeated, her voice soft but steady. For Sasha, time seemed to stop. The world around her blurred as she processed Holly's words. Sasha had known for a while that the story of her origins wasn't what it seemed, but she'd never expected this. Holly Sutton, a name from Port Charles' legendary past, a woman known for her intelligence, charm, and bravery, was her biological mother. "I know this is a lot to take in," Holly said gently, taking a step closer. "But I've carried this secret for years. I was young, caught up in a dangerous situation, and I had no choice but to leave you. I thought you'd be safer far away from the life I led." She paused, her voice breaking slightly. "I've regretted that decision every day since." Sasha felt a tear slip down her cheek. The revelation was overwhelming, but there was also something comforting about it. She'd spent so long feeling disconnected from everyone around her, never truly knowing where she belonged. Now here was Holly offering her the truth and a piece of the puzzle she'd been missing her entire life. "Why now?" Sasha finally asked, her voice shaky. "Why tell me after all this time?" Holly's eyes softened. "I couldn't stay away any longer. You've been through so much, and I should have been there for you. I thought I was protecting you, but I see now that I was only protecting myself. I'm ready to be in your life if you'll let me." Sasha didn't respond right away. Her mind raced as she grappled with the complexity of the moment. She didn't know how to feel: angry, relieved, confused. But deep down, there was a flicker of hope. Maybe this was the start of something new. Maybe she could finally find the family she'd always longed for. Meanwhile, across town, at the Corinthos penthouse, Dante Falconeri was deep in conversation with Sam McCall. It had been weeks since he'd been told that Lulu Spencer, his ex-wife and the mother of his children, might never wake up from her coma. Dante had been grappling with the guilt and pain of that reality, wondering if there was anything more he could do to bring Lulu back to them. But today, Sam had news that could change everything. "I think I've found something," Sam said, her tone cautious but filled with determination. She placed a folder on the coffee table between them, her eyes locking with Dante's. "It's a long shot, but there's a doctor in Canada who's been experimenting with treatments for patients in comas. Patients who were told they'd never recover." Dante's heart skipped a beat. For so long, he'd lived with the agonizing thought that Lulu might be lost to him forever. But now, hearing Sam's words, there was a glimmer of hope. "You really think this could work?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Sam nodded. "The doctor has had some success with cases similar to Lulu's. It's risky, and it's not guaranteed, but I think it's worth a try." Dent stared at the folder, his mind racing. He wanted to believe it could be true, that this doctor might hold the key to bringing Lulu back to him and their children. But he also knew how dangerous it could be to hold on to hope, only to have it dashed again. He'd been down that road before. "What's the catch?" Dante asked, his skepticism slipping through. "There's always a catch." Sam hesitated for a moment, then sighed. "The catch is that the treatment is still experimental. It's not approved by any major medical boards, and the doctor is working in a pretty remote area. If we go through with this, we'd have to pull some strings to even get Lulu there." Dante leaned back in his chair, his thoughts swirling. This was a huge decision. He wasn't just thinking about himself. There was also Rocco and Charlotte to consider. If this went wrong, if they tried and failed, it could break them all. But could he really live with himself if he didn't at least try? "I know it's a lot to process," Sam said gently, sensing his hesitation. "And I don't want to push you. But I wanted to bring it to you because I know how much you love Lulu. I know you want to do everything in your power to bring her back." Dan looked up at her, gratitude in his eyes. Sam had been by his side through so much already. And now here she was, offering him a chance at something he thought was impossible. "I have to think about it," Dante finally said, his voice thick with emotion. "But thank you, Sam. Thank you for giving me something I haven't had in a long time, hope." Sam smiled softly. "You don't have to decide right away. Just know that whatever you choose, I'm here to help." As the day wound down, 2 lives in Port Charles were forever altered. Sasha stood at the threshold of a new chapter, one where she might finally connect with her true family, while Dante was left grappling with the possibility that Lulu's fate could change if he was willing to take a leap of faith. In a town where secrets and drama never seemed to end, these moments of truth and hope were a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there's always a chance for something, or someone, to come back to life.